Go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's another episode. I have Chelsea Young. We're back after Chicago 2023 predictions. How did it go? Were we right? Did some people eat woto? Did some people get spanked? Did some people get coffins brought out and retired? And after all is said and done, we have a winner, and Calling Stars are champions again, as I predicted. And we're going to go from there. So, Charles Iyamu, how was Chicago for you?
Man, Chicago was an awesome experience, man. It was great. The weather was fantastic. Coming from 110 degrees Texas to 80, low 90s, and cool nights in Chicago. It was awesome. The vibes were great. The football was fantastic. Everything was good. Everything was good.
Yeah,
How about you?
Yeah, it was wonderful, man. I loved Chicago. At a point, I was thinking the weather, if we were in Texas, it was really a little bit hot.
Before they
In Chicago.
melt.
I know the way
Before
the
they
way
melt.
the way they told us, oh, it's gonna get a little bit cold. I said, this is like El Paso, Texas, man. It was really hot. But one thing that stood out was an organization too. The fact that the hotel was 10, 11 minutes from the field. We had the hotel to ourselves. It was fun seeing so many people, come
Yeah.
together and making things,
The banquets, so much food, so
much
much to
food.
drink. The
Yeah.
barbecue outside the hotel, you
The
know.
referees, the
Oh
referees, the
my God.
referees, the referees were the best
Oh my God.
referees that I've seen ever in an NSF USA tournament. It
Top,
was great.
top notch refereeing.
Top notch referee, and 16
Yeah.
teams brought out good soccer too. With the fields being a little bit smaller, it brought up a point where it was really good soccer being played too.
Actually, I thought the small field was going to be a problem. But it ended up actually being a good thing because the games were faster.
Yes.
The intensity was higher. And yeah, teams got tired, but not as much as they got tired in previous tournaments. If you hold ball too much for that field, they will knock you. So the ball had to
Oh
move.
man,
The ball had to
man,
move.
it
So
was.
it made for very fun games to watch.
And it was physical too, man. The tournament, the boys were so physical. What I mean physical was jam body. Everybody had injuries, man. Like it was
No, not if
tough.
you talk Jambo, didn't have people when you play ball. The first one where you talk, the physical, yes, you keep it like that. They not be jam body. They go jam you, but they not be jam body.
Even the
You
over
know?
42, over 40 was physical too. Everybody wanted to get that trophy, man. It was fun. It was a
Yeah,
fun.
it was a
So
good time.
let's dive in, man. Let's dive in, Group A. First of all, we predicted, before the tournament, we all agreed Schomburg was going to get Woto. You said BAFC topped the group. Collins FC finished second, Invisible third, Schomburg last. The way it played out was, Schomburg became the whipping boys of the tournament. The third place went to BAFC. You were wrong. And I said it was going to be Invisible Eagles BAFC. So both of us got the teams mixed up in this. But at the end, Colin FC won the group by disciplinary record. They had the same goals conceded with Invisible Eagles. That is 9-2. But what was your thought process about this group after it played out?
I have two major disappointments about this tournament. I will get to the second one later. The first one was BAFC. I really thought BA was coming correct for this tournament. I thought that they were going to give that group was going to have a lot of interest in it. Well, my goodness, Friday nights, night they fed knock them, slap them left and right, Colin
4-1.
FC.
4-1.
Colin, I knew Colin was coming. I knew Colin, and we'll talk about them later. I knew they were coming. but I didn't think they were going to beat BAFC 4-1. So even after they beat BAFC, I was still thinking, Colin is just too strong. My mind no even go say BAFC we're going to go and mess up their second game. I was just thinking Colin is too strong and BAFC will regroup the next game and beat Invincible. I did, for some reason, I really did not believe Invincible's strength in Texas was going to translate to the national. No disrespect, no banter or anything. National at another level. I felt like Invincible were still local, Houston. They never reached yet. And when now that they were in a group with two solid teams, they were not going to come out of it. After that game, when Invincible beats BAFC, I went to your bench. I was shaking all the coaches for Invincible. I was telling them, "Welcome to NSFUSA. You have finally arrived. These are the kind of games that give you respect. That your opponents will start talking about you years from now. Now you are no longer just local champion Invincible because of what you did in this game." But I was still very, very disappointed in what BAFC had on show. How can you be a goal up and a man up and mess it up?
Two men down.
Well, the second red card came after you guys tied it now. After Invincible tied it. But I'm saying, but you were a goal up and a man up. It's 30 minutes per half. It's a small field, and you mess it up. To me, I'm sorry. I can't. Anything when I catch for there is well deserved. Schomburg, thanks for registering. Thanks for coming. Thanks for inviting us to your hookah lounge. Thanks for giving us pounded yam and fish to eat. We really, really appreciate it. We hope that you keep coming to next editions. We need teams like this, in our competition to make things fun and interesting. Okay, thank you. Really appreciate you. But BAFC, go back to the drawing board and figure out what you need to do to your team to start competing again, like the BAFC that we know. Invincible shocked me, but that disciplinary incident with Invincible is a shame, for that particular player. But we won't go into it right now. But Colin did what I thought Colin was going to do, which was they were going to win the group and progress to the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Colin
thank
FC.
you, man.
Colin FC, not Colin Stars, Colin FC.
Yeah, but exceptional. The moment Colin FC got off the bus, and I was thinking, oh, these are the Texas Challenge boys. But when they got off the bus and I saw their tracksuit, saw their bag, I saw the shoes, everybody was ready.
They were ready.
I started counting 1, 2, 25, 26, 28.
They were ready.
I said, what has Dakbo done? So
they were
came,
ready.
and the players were not just any and anyhow players. These were Saudi Arabia players. Dakbo came with Saudi Arabia oil money, and he took everybody off. And I told my players at that point, it will be a good thing if we can still top this group with this caliber of players. So Colin FC at that point, my trajectory changed. I said, there's no way Colin FC wouldn't qualify from this group because Dakbo came prepared.
I told you.
He wanted to prove a point.
There's no way Dakbo was going to come to that tournament not prepared. There's no way. If you know anything about him, you know that he's going to put his all to make sure that he puts a good group out there. When we saw them, when everybody saw them, everybody already had them in the final. It was a matter of who are they playing in the final, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Get to that. So let's for BAFC, I told you. Ogbe, I watched their game against Colin. 1-1. By the second half, they got tired.
How can you get tired in your first game?
Wait, I knew like there's so I was a match commissioner for that game. The first half, it was boom, boom. It was too heavy. It was one of the most entertaining games in that tournament. It was two heavyweights punching. And they started getting tired at the 20th minute. They had a defensive midfielder that was a little bit tired. He lost the ball. Collins scored, I think, to make it 2-1. The second half, when they came out, it was it. They were gone.
Now, let me remind you something. BAFC showed up on Thursday. before everybody. And you know what they did on Friday morning?
We saw them. We were telling them they were
They
going to go
pack all their
train.
players. They go
They
they
go
train.
and train. I said,
They go
why
they
are you?
train.
I
Why are
said,
you
why are you
training?
training when you're
You
supposed to be
train.
resting those legs? You know
Oh
what we
my
told
God.
them? Early
Oh
minutes,
my God.
early minute gragra, right? Early minute gragra. Adogbe came in there, and again, I kept asking, where are the goals going to come from for BAFC?
They no bring
I didn't
striker
see that.
here.
No, but now I knew that there was no striker. There was nothing. So, long story short, after that game and they played Invisible Eagles, I kept telling my boys one thing. I said, keep your head down. Ogbe will get tired second half. DFC will get tired second half. They have a breathing issue. After they go read some part of the match, they will get tired. And the second half, they got tired. And we played with Invisible Eagles played with 8 men and they beat them. And
Unbelievable.
to me, it wasn't the team they brought this year, and they have to go back, sit down, and I hope Ogbe will finally retire and let these young boys take charge. Find someone. It's not the Ogbe again, but going to Schomburg, we all predicted what was going to happen.
Schomburg.
Schomburg,
As advertised. They came as advertised.
You know the thing about it, we have been taking too long on this group, but I went to the captain of Schomburg's house the day before, and he was talking about the team, how they were good. I said, Bobo, this one is national, though. Yeah, Charlie, this one. Say, no, I said, are you the one that's going to play this game? Where your belly like the budget of Nigeria? Are you going to be? He said, yes. So after 10 minutes, and they've considered 5-0 against Invisible, I watched their faces. They were all like, oh boy, let's know about 40 will register next year. So Schomburg was advertised. So the two top teams in this group were Colin FC, Invisible, first and second. Let's go to Group B.
Yeah.
Group B, we had PLC, which didn't show up. We had Boston Eagles. We had the newcomers, Indigo FC, and we had the champions, Colin Stars. How did this go for you?
At this point, they were the defending champions. I think we all agreed Colin Stars was going to come out of this group. There was no mago here. PLC didn't show up. Boston Eagles, as soon as they came out from their bus from the airport, they saw me at the hotel lobby. They rushed, they hold me for corner. They say, now you talk, say, we don't go qualify, this and this. I say, listen, guys, I'm going based on the scouting reports. Like you they talk, Nimi, I'm neutral. You know, I tell them, I got Indigo scouting reports, and the scouting report for Indigo was they are a very good team, and they are going to come to the tournament and surprise us. So then the person that gave me that scouting report is somebody that I trust very, very well. I trust their football brain well. Yeah. So I knew. I say Indigo, we follow Colin Stars out of this group because Boston. Actually, I greet you, sir. Thank you again for your registration. We really appreciate you. The city of Boston always putting on the map. You know, when my friends came to the park to watch some of the games, they say, which teams they play. When I call Boston, they say, what? Boston, bring team come, Boston, Nigeria. I said, yes. So they said this is a very global tournament. Boston is here. Wow. So Boston has its appeal in that it gives us prestige that we can get a team for Boston to our tournament. So please, never fail, never stop coming. But I will advise you. You see that area there, Boston, Philly, Connecticut, all that non-New York area. I'm gonna go find players there. Yeah? I'm gonna go find the ones who they bring on this tournament. They are not good enough. They are just not good enough.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
God.
But that name, Boston, is prestigious. Boston Eagles is prestigious. It's part and parcel of NSFUSA, and we appreciate you guys. But we have to talk about Indigo. Indigo, I heard that they were good, but I didn't know that they were 2-0 up against Colin Stars good. You know, I was doing match commissioner for another game when I turned to Ajibade Michael, who was the commissioner for Indigo game. I said, what's going on there? He said, you won't believe. They want kick Colin Stars. I say, what?
Yeah.
I say, what? No way. Calling Stars thought, oh, first game, make I play people who no go to, make I just see some legs. By the time they knock them, they have to bring all their legs in to come and try to revive the game.
Yeah.
So that first 2-2 draw was a statement. It's like the statement Calling Stars made in Austin in their first game when they brushed Atlanta 3-0. Everybody knew that there was a team there. So when Indigo got that result against Calling Stars, everybody sat up and said, that team did this. And they went on to beat Boston mercilessly, and then they got the free 3 points against the PLC. They were on to the next round. So this group to me went according to plan.
Yes, just as you said, the group went according to plan. PLC didn't show up. I'll talk to Indigo first. I'll come to Boston last because I have some kind words with Boston. But with Indigo, first of all, when we talk, I said that name sounds like a church team. But he said,
apologize now. Apologize.
I do apologize to Indigo for bringing them down. But though that JC, if I had 11 thumbs, I'll give it 11 thumbs down. They have to do better.
That JC fine now. Now bright.
Which fine?
Now Inter Miami now, you can see them from 10 miles away.
Man,
you know they play. From 10 miles away, you can see them. Say
those jerseys weren't just my favorites. Let's leave the jerseys out of it.
And that jersey combined with that guy with the bleach blonde dada hair, you cannot miss. You cannot miss Indigo.
You cannot miss them. One thing I like about Indigo is this: you missed it. It's a young team.
Yes.
Young players. Yes. What I mean, young players, and these are players that in the next coming years, I hope they start still coming. They have the experience right now, but they surprised me. When I saw the score too with Calling Stars, I was shocked. I thought it was going to be a whitewash, but Indigo came prepared. So good job. We're going to talk to them. We're going to talk about them more. Calling Stars were Calling Stars. Experience. We just got to leave. It got to a point. Kinetic wasn't even watching Calling Stars games. He said this one. Oh, well, leave this one. But he came for the Boston Eagles game. So, Calling Stars.
You have to turn the screws, or Coach Ashley. You have to turn the screws.
So Calling Stars were Calling Stars. They are the champions. They came defending champions. They had that prestige. They had that mix of Houston Green Eagles, some blend, and they had that Texas swag. And they came in and they did their job.
They carried themselves like
champions.
Bosses. Yes, the entire tournament.
Yeah, prestige. Yeah. Going to Boston Eagles. I want the Boston Eagles crew to look at the camera, look at me. I want them to look at me, look at the camera, and read my lips very well. What we said was going to happen was what happened. Even at the hotel before they went on Friday, Coach Ashley was complaining, maybe 2 players, this one saying that they come, this one saying that they come. Remember I said before tournament start, 4 or 5 players will go missing. So the same thing they did to you, that's the same thing. They came and said, you say Boston. I said, I'll be Boston, I know again. I'll be Boston, don't change. They say, we'll show you people. I say, there's no way. Even if, I don't want to say, even if Prophet Elijah come play with Boston Eagles, there's no way Boston will.
They still not go complete.
So when they came in, I saw them against PLC. It was a walkover. They came and they were jogging. They were looking at me. They said, we'll go see next match. I said, we'll go see you by Saturday, 12 o'clock. You'll be packing your bags, going home. And I told them, I hope you checked out Saturday afternoon because that's when you're leaving. So after Indigo did what they did, they still say, we'll still be calling. I said, inshallah. So when they went against Colin, I saw Kinetic strolling. And when Kinetic strolled in, I said, it is finished. So Kinetic whispered.
I asked Kinetic, I said, what's going to be the score for Boston game? You know, Kinetic in his brand. I'm going to give him 5. That's what. I'm going to give him 5. Count it, Charlie, 5. I said, okay.
Oh boy.
And he gave him 5.
And again, I went
He gave
there.
him 5.
I went there, and Kinetic said he wants to sit down and watch Coach Ashley's face throughout. He's not going, he's just going to watch Coach Ashley's face. So I knew there was problem as at 3:20. Their game was supposed to start at 3:30. Colin was warming up as at 3 o'clock. They were warming up. Boston Eagles, nobody was on the field. I wanted to go make it. Coach Ashley, your game is about to start in 10 minutes. So he said, where my boys then? I started looking for Boston Eagles players. So I went up to the hill and I saw about seven of them there on the hill. And I said, guys, your game is in 7 minutes. What are you guys doing? They said, Baba, maybe 3:30 game this time. We still get 7 minutes. At that point,
Oh my God.
At that point, I said, man, this Boston Eagles team, man, it will need Jesus Christ and Muhammad combined to help this team. So they did what they supposed to do. Kinetic came with a coffin. He said, put Coach Ashley inside, and he nailed that coffin and made sure it's not coming out again. So that group was Color Stars first, Indigo second.
Yeah.
Boston Eagles had their complimentary 3 points because PLC was not coming, but they had a second worst goal difference after Shambo. Our hope and prayer, please read my list. Boston Eagles players, I know you watch this, you see this. You could do better. There are more Nigerians in Boston. Go recruit.
Recruit.
Please,
go to the high schools and colleges. Go and get them
and recruit.
And then start getting them going.
I checked at our statistician. They say in the past 5 tournaments, Boston Eagles have a minus 40-something goal difference. So let's go to Group C. Group C. Group C had Atlanta Eagles, Austin Eagles, Maryland, and what's the other team? And 3 points.
3 points.
And your answer for this group, you had a political answer to this group, and it was
I predicted Atlanta and Maryland, but I said if 3 points makes it, I won't be surprised.
If 3 points or Austin make it, you wouldn't be surprised. Right. So how do you think the group went?
Man, this group was very weird. Okay, because I watched most of the games from start to finish in this group because I was commissioner on that side. 3 points played Atlanta the first game, right? Atlanta told all of us that the team that came to Austin was not the team coming this year. It was more like the team that was at home in Atlanta that won. Yeah. So I was expecting a strong Atlanta, but I'm watching the game and 3 points is giving them the business. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what is going on? What is going on here? Where the Atlanta we're supposed to? This is now Austin Atlanta where I did watch, and if this Atlanta won't play this tournament, they're not even going to make it out of this group. Yeah. That game ended in a tie. Yeah. And Austin Eagles played Maryland. Now, Maryland is a team that Ogaziko and Mr. Austin Okonkwo and everybody they put together. I say bad as bad. Maryland is going to put together a strong enough team to get out of this group. Yeah. Austin Eagles, our brothers in Texas, we know they don't travel well, but they recruit as well. But for them to shock, or was it a shock? Trash. I don't know if it's a shock.
They trash. I watched the game. They tried. It would have been 6 or 7. They trashed.
Just completely annihilate Maryland the first game. I say, this group has turned on his head. Yeah. Right now, results everything don't pafuka. Next day come around, I did yab Atlanta for after the first game. I said, wait till you. They say, this person never land. He land late. This one never. I think I saw every team they talk. So Atlanta played their second game against Austin Eagles, and they kill Austin Eagles. I say, okay.
They crucified Austin Eagles. I saw they put them on the way like this.
I say, okay, this is the Atlanta that we know, and this is the Austin that we expect. These are the results. Everything is going according to plan. And then 3 points played
Maryland.
And I think that game ended in
a tie.
In a tie, yeah. It was topsy-turvy. I say, these 3 points, that's 2 ties now. What are they? I'm not really sure what they are. I kept talking to their coach and my CEO, the Oga of 3 points. I greet you. He was just like, man, you people are going to learn to respect us. You know, they use stress-free. I tell Lucas, we are not stress-free. Stress-free is dissolved. We are 3 points FC. I say, the 3 points team to me, it been still me say, they donate 3 points. But I guess not. Well, I guess not, because they were fighting hard each game, getting results, scoring beautiful goals. You know, just a completely and their bench was very energetic as well. With a very, very young coach. The coach, they carry clipboard, they tell them, say, I see tactics, high press. I say, yeah,
Wow.
3 points.
3 points. 3 points don't change.
I
3 points
tire.
don't change.
I just tire, man. So for the last game of the group, I say, okay, Atlanta has come now. They are giving Austin 5. They have arrived. For some reason, Atlanta believed that they had qualified for some reason, because they thought the 5-0 was enough. They go play the team we play on Friday against Maryland. Maryland beat them and beat them senselessly. So to me now, Atlanta is a drunk team. One day they are good, the next day they are bad. And 3 points handle their business against Austin. So 3 points finished the group unbeaten. I don't think that has ever happened in the history.
It was a miracle. I saw the moon, the crescent moon come out after the beat Austin. I said, wow. Even the heavens acknowledged that. I was like, wow.
We call it talking a conspiracy theory. Say Atlanta intentionally lose that last game, because there's no way, based on what we are seeing, based on what the form was predicting, that Maryland was supposed to beat Atlanta. There's just no way. But they did it. It happened. That's why they say football is not played on paper. Football is played when the ball begins bounce on the green grass. So 3 points won the group.
I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked saying it. Their 3 points finished first. But Charlie, in case of next, if there's anything we could do better, I think is the last group games gotta be played simultaneously.
Definitely.
So this would have been a group of what did this would play? What did this would play? We are watching at the same time. Suspense.
Yes.
So going to what you said, the first game, Maryland versus Austin. I was, when I started seeing the scores, I look at the bench, I see Anisha nearly collapsed after this. I saw Coach Zico. Coach Zico was having fever, his face and everything. After 1, 2, 3, I go meet what did he score? The guy in the physiotherapy score. I know say problem day. Augustine Okonkwo was in shock, and they said they had one player on the bench, and that was it. But give credit to Austin Eagles; they came with a game plan. There was a midfielder there, I think Victor Moses' brother, whatever he was for the Austin Eagles. He won man of the match. He was exceptional. They came with a game plan. So with Austin Eagles, I said, finally, Abel don't crack this Austin Eagles team. Now, remember, you're on mute, Charlie. Can you hear me? Yeah. Remember, now okay. Remember, Abel said he wasn't coming to play this time. He was serious. So I was like, yeah, these guys are really ready for business. Then the second game they played against Atlanta. They were whipped, they were caned, then they got crucified, naked, upside down in the market square.
They give the NSFUSA treatments.
After they were crucified, they were buried. After 3 days, Atlanta went back, dug up the grave again.
I'm beat them again.
The 5-0 was, I was looking at the coaches, and they said they have 3 points last game. And with the form, after the 2 draws, my head was telling me, this 3 points team, it be like, say, miracle don't happen from somewhere. So I had to roll the dice, I had to look at the sun. The sun told me, oh boy, it don't be 3 points is good. So I looked at, she was like, I told you guys, 3 points. And when the score came out, 3 points beat Austin. At that point, I knew global warming is real.
Yes.
The world is coming to an end.
Aliens are real.
It's end time scores. So that group
This group was drunk, man.
it was drunk.
It was drunk. That's all I can say.
Drunk.
The group they drink too much NSC, man. Just crazy from day
Crazy
one
group.
to the last group game on Saturday. It was a fun group. A fun group.
And we go to Group D.
Ah.
Group D was the supposed group of death. It turned out to be a group of death.
It was
so we had
the Black Stars.
The Black Stars, as I predicted, there was nothing that was going to be white or shiny that was going to come out from that team. We were going to be black, and it came out black. We had LA Eagles. I'll come to you, but one advice to LA Eagles: please read my lips. Make I go buy fitted jersey for your players. I saw a player that pulled the shirt. He was 6 packs. He wore the jersey. He had like rules on his stomach. Make I buy fitted. I'm wondering if they don't have like Nike fitted in LA.
All of them. They're the size Uncle Shege. Now Uncle Shege size they used to make the jersey.
Those jerseys made those players look like they had the Gandola, Gandoji for Nigeria with money, Baba and all this stuff. So they have to invest in jerseys, man. LA Eagles finished third, intrigue at the last minute. Chicago finished second. And Dallas Eagles.
Another apology coming.
I apologize for doubting Dallas Eagles. I do apologize. You guys, the young team, they were hungry this year. Apart from the first game, you had Akpeyi as goalkeeper.
That's a disrespect to Akpeyi. It's a disrespect to any professional goalkeeper. But no attack individuals.
Okay, let's leave that.
The goalkeeper made a save for that LA game.
Yeah, but that goalkeeper, I'll come to you. But that goalkeeper, just by looking at him, the players lose confidence. Even the fans lose confidence. The referees lose confidence.
Everybody.
That was the first goalkeeper that I saw that they wanted to play free kick. I was watching him. He didn't move. He directed the ball on his tippy toes, stood where he was.
Oh God.
But go ahead. That group?
This group was the group of death. It lived up to his billing because every game was close. Every single game was close in this group. The first group game, LA and Dallas. Even with the goalkeeper situation for Dallas in that group game, it was evenly matched. It was a draw. I knew Wahala Day when I was watching Gazelle play Black Stars.
Yeah.
For me, Gazelle versus Black Stars, Gazelle at home in Chicago, Black Stars first time in our tournament. That's an easy 2-0 victory for Gazelle. Shake their hands and say thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. But every time Gazelle score, Black Stars will score. Or was it vice versa? Black Stars was scoring first, then Gazelle was equalizing.
Yeah.
I say, is this the same Chicago Gazelle? They say it is, but they are missing like 3 or 4 players due to disciplinary reasons. I say, okay, no problem. When that game finished, the next group game was Dallas, Gazelle, Black Stars, LA. Black Stars first played LA, 1-1 draw, tight game, back and forth. So now, Black Stars have 2 points, 2 draws. LA have 2 points, 2 draws. Dallas versus Chicago. This was a classic NSFUSA soccer game. It was toe. You play me, you attack me, I attack you. I defend, you defend. Physical, bar, midfield, jamming, everything. Tactical. The Dallas coach came. He started 4-4-2. He was losing the midfield. He changed his formation. Went to 4-3-3. Regained. Everything was happening in that game. It was 1-1. We were looking at the clock. There was 10 seconds left on the clock. Dallas had a throw-in. From the throw-in, Dallas scored the winning goal. Referee blew whistle. So that game essentially could have been 1-1 as well. Going into the last game, all the teams would have been on 2 points, if not for that last play of the game. Dallas took that confidence from beating Chicago to go play Black Stars and gave Black Stars their 2-0. Thank you for coming to NSFUSA tournament. Complimentary 2-0 victory. And then the battle was now between LA and Gazelle in the last game. And it was topsy-turvy. But they were going back. LA just needed a draw to qualify. And they had their draw up until the last 5 minutes of the game before Chicago came and won the game, equalized, and then scored the winning goal, to win the game. So it was dramatic all through. It lived up to its billing as the group of death. The Black Stars more than held their own, except maybe in that last game against Dallas, where Dallas was just playing with so much confidence and they were a little bit outclassed. But every other game, Black Stars, they try well, man. And Gazelle, I don't know, it took them a while to get going. But once they got going, they became Gazelle again. Dallas, man, I don't even know what to say. Faced so much adversity coming to the tournament. Dallas thought that they had a strong 30-man squad. A lot of players pulled out at the last minute. When I heard the number of players that got on the bus to come and the ones who were flying, I say, they will be lucky to even, I asked the coach, I say, your first game, since this travel was very bad and you don't have too many players, you should probably try to just go for a draw. He looked at me, he said, for what? We are here to win. I say, okay, go. Carry that mentality, go. He said, carry that mentality, and he instilled that in those young boys, and it really, really helped that. That last goal against Chicago, that last kick of the game was a galvanizer, throughout the rest of the tournament. Not too many jokes for this group, except that goalkeeper situation, because this group was business. This was business.
It was business.
It was business.
It was business and the parachute jersey from LA Eagles again. Please. Next year, guys come with that jersey, please. Anyway, on a day in Texas, we get fitted. Please get a fitted jersey, and that may be the reason why even that last game, they consider that last goal, the air velocity now like the players.
They don't feel wrong.
Yeah, and another thing for this group, for Dallas Eagles, again, wonderful job. But making the kit on a coach now. He wore flowery beach wear with sandal, with slippers.
The coach now relax now. They relax.
With three buttons off his shirt.
They relax now, and they form sexy too now. You don't know who else who is there watching him. I believe the coach.
He did, Coach Ima. We're gonna come back to him, but he did, for him being the first time being the coach, taking this young team to the final. He did an exceptional job. Coach Emmanuel, you deserve that coach of the tournament. And that wraps the groups. We had Dallas first, Chicago second. On our next episode, don't go anywhere. On our next episode, we're going to break it down to the quarterfinals and the finals. So enjoy this, and till we meet again, Charlie, you want to say hi and tell the guys bye-bye.
Thank you all for listening. Boston, Schaumburg, no apologies. 3 points. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. You guys did awesome. Calling FC, BAFC, now they owe me money. Now they owe me big time.
Yeah, so from each group, I'm going to, no, Charlie, just stay back from each group. Schaumburg, please register for over 40 next year. Don't try to come play. I had so many Burger King players on that field that they don't come and play.
They just say sets that they play.
BAFC, please, next week, do ceremonial match and retire Ogbe.
I believe Ogbe.
Let it go. It's time to call it quits. For Group B, Boston, read my lips again. Read my lips again, please, for the sake of the heroes that have come from Boston. The fact American heroes, the strategic part Boston plays. You cannot be having minus 42 goal difference in 4 tournaments. Please, respect the heroes there. Ogashi, come with a better team next year, please. And Boston Eagles players, please book your flights 1 year in advance. Don't do Ogashi like that. Please come.
Our coach deserves better than what the players are giving him.
In
He
Boston. No,
deserves
he
better.
deserves better.
Coach, I told you, go to Philly. Go carry some for Philly. Philly no get him. Carry some come.
People were not saying, do they even play soccer in Boston? Because
but like we said, they give us recognition as an organization. So please, we want Boston to keep coming.
Group C, Boston Eagles, you guys are always, over in my heart. Please, please try to come back again. You can't be the only Texas team that did not qualify from your group. You got to do better. Recruit better players. Come prepared now for Group D. LA Eagles again. Please, fitted shirt, no more parachute, no more agbada. LA Eagles management, please invest money by JC. That may be the stumbling block. 104.5. So thank you again, guys, and have a very good day. See you later. Chat.